Come on in.
Hey, Ed, how's it going? Hey, you got time for lunch?
Yeah, I just worked through lunch, so that sounds great, actually, but somewhere quick.
Chick-fil-A or something, would that work?
Drive-through, I'm all right with that.
Okay, cool, let's go.
Let's do it. Okay.
Cool.
Gary!
Hey, Ed!
Hey, thanks for driving, man.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we need to make this quick, because we got to get back in time for that 2 o'clock.
No worries, no worries. Man, so you travel all over this country and all over the world.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And so thanks for coming down to Atlanta to work with us.
Yep, my pleasure.
You must rent an awful lot of cars.
Oh, I do.
So, you got a Sentra this time. What do you think about it?
Oh, I like the car.
What are your favorite cars that you've ever gotten from a rental car place?
Favorite car, my gosh. Well, I'll tell you one of the least favorites was when I was out in California driving through the mountains in a big lumbering car that didn't handle.
Oh,
and then I traded in for one. It was actually a Toyota Camry that handled much better.
Okay.
And I really like that. I really like to have the car that, grips the road and everything.
Well, don't you get that upgrade sometimes? Did you ever gotten like a cool convertible or like a muscle car or anything by chance, or has it always been like the Econo box?
No. Well, I'll rent an Econo box, but on occasion I'll get upgraded, and I really like that. Like I got upgraded to a Dodge Charger once. I think
that
Challenger.
Been fun. Yeah.
No, and those muscle cars, man, they can really take off.
Cool.
It was a lot of fun.
To take this from your experience as a consumer through to what you do with Elemicans Supply Chain Operating Network.
Mm-hmm.
So in our world of supply chain, and specifically, how that extends outside the four walls of a company, what are the types of things you see companies doing in the process industries that they're trying to create these exceptional experiences for their customers as well? Do you have any insight into that from your engagements?
Yeah, I think customer service is really about making yourself easier to do business with. Anticipating the needs of the consumer. Having the product available when they are going to want it, even if the customer doesn't have good idea into their demand.
Okay.
Like me, when I rent a car, I don't know what the demand profile is of other renters. I just expect that the car is there, and I think the same thing holds true in the customer service operation for a process industry manufacturer. Their customers expect the product they need to be there, and the transportation assets lined up.
So you're saying a couple fundamentals. The blocking and tackling, as you're describing it from the rental car experience, as it applies to our world, be easy to do business with. Mm-hmm. Got all the basic covered and make sure everything's working okay.
Yep. Hi, I'd like to have a number 7 combo with a large unsweetened iced tea and fruit.
Number 2 combo?
7.
Number 7, please.
7.
And would you like that on a whole wheat bun?
It comes that way.
Oh, it comes out? Okay. All right, so they anticipated your needs. Oh, man.
With fruit instead of the fries and that large unsweetened iced tea.
Number 7?
I'll have a number 1, and I'll have mine with a Diet Coke. Thank you.
I guess we're going to head back, and I think we'll make our meeting at 2 o'clock easy at this point.
I think that's...
Thanks to
awesome.
these great efficiencies built into our drive-through experience.
We didn't even have to order a whole wheat bun. They knew what you wanted.
I've heard language about descriptive, I've heard language about predictive, and I've heard language about prescriptive information. If I'm a supplier and I'm trying to delight my customers, certainly information that's descriptive can help me, but it's sort of backward looking, right?
That's right.
And then you get to that predictive and prescriptive to where you can anticipate needs and be out in front of things before the customer even needs to ask, right?
Right, that's right.
So how does that play within customer management solutions and in specifically our supply chain operating network ecosystem?
I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. Descriptives are painting a picture of what's currently going on. When you move into predictive and prescriptive analytics, what you're doing is looking out into the future. And, we had a case this winter in Chicago, and I was discussing this with a focus group of customer service managers, and what they said was, wouldn't it be great if we could have predicted that the rail yards were going to freeze over? Because if we could have predicted the duration of that and the impact it would have had, we could have made some prescriptive decisions and pre-positioned truck transportation assets, because they would know that the rail yards would have been frozen over.
I think that's a great example, right? Because you got to keep those manufacturing plants running.
That's right.
It's huge cost if they shut down. And so I'm looking at our supply chain operating network, and one part of it is the network platform where everything's integrated, where the data is flowing. That data is very robust, it's highly structured. In our world, what are we doing to make sure we're prepared for the transformation that's going to come from big data in supply chain?
Yeah, well, the QuickLink 2.0 operating network is designed to support big data and big data analytics with the data structures that we set up. The universal business concepts, the universal business documents, the non-SQL storage. There's a lot of technical elements that that we spec'd into our new solution so that we can store the data efficiently, have it pre-indexed so that there are very fast searches and queries and data comparisons. So as the transactions flow through the network, as the application layer operates on the transactions, we're going to have all this information stored in a very accessible way, and also in a way that we could, like you mentioned, bring in some of these outside data feeds, big data, economic data, GNP forecasts, weather forecasts, pull that together to provide the predictives and prescriptive type of analytics.
So, crazy example, I have a container, it's on one of the Maersk shipping lines, it's headed to a plant, pirates take the ship.
Yep.
Guess what? That container's not getting to where it's going.
That's right.
Or, we get news of a dock strike in Long Beach, California. That container's not getting offloaded.
We might want to reroute that to a different port.
Yep.
And that's where prescriptives could come into play. We used to have cases when I worked in operations where we had a certain asset that was not operating, and we would have prescriptives that would tell us, okay, take an inbound part that was routed for maybe some sort of preventative maintenance operation. Well, the preventative maintenance operation, that asset is still operating, so reroute that part to fix something that's down. So, you have these types of prescriptives that are using all of the information that's available.
So I can just imagine you take this from either the inbound or the outbound, whichever way you apply it. At the end of the day, if you have these robust, powerful capabilities and are able to then translate that into how you are and go to market, and your ability to get your products to the market and produce efficiently and increase quality without incurring too many costs. I mean, I just think that's transformational to a company's business, no?
Yeah, no, the Elemicans network can really be almost like have a multiplier effect on the effectiveness of a company's ERP system, because we're letting the ERP be extended to the broader ecosphere, and with our new network design, it very powerfully integrates, letting the company get the added value from the network and just bring that into the ERP, almost like it's an extension of their ERP system.
Wow, that's fantastic. So at a base level, going back to our earlier conversation, certainly, without a doubt, takes care of the basic blocking and tackling, the fundamentals of operating your business. But where the real key lies is if you're a partner with the right sort of business network to extend those enterprises, that's when you can really create that differentiated experience in the marketplace.
Yep.
That sets you apart from the competition.
Meaningful, sustained value.
That's awesome. Well, Gary, really appreciate you stopping by my office. Lunch was fun.
Yep, no problem.
When I'm up in the Philly area, I'll drive. We'll get some cheesesteaks.
Yeah, that sounds great.